What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my Twisted Life and TV. I'm Poetry. You are here for another recap and review of Ready to Love. This is season 5, episode 12, the season finale. Everybody making their decisions. Decision day. I don't know what the title of it is called. It don't even matter. This is the end. And then we have the reunion. The reunion, yes, has already been taped. In addition to the next season of Ready to Love, DC has already been taped as well. So we're going to move on. As if y'all didn't know, season 7 is going to be in Miami. They are having open auditions right now. There's a link on my community tab. If you want information on how to sign up for it, you could do so. But like as of right now, let's go ahead and get into this recap and review. The decision day episodes is usually boring, because that's all you're doing is get somebody to meet up and say, this is how I really feel, like they're giving wedding vows to each other. You know, that's pretty much what's going on. So Sydney and Phil, we opened up with them actually having the meeting or their discussion about Shiloh. Remember, Sydney said, I want to sit down and talk to Phil about this. And she asked Shiloh's permission. Was it okay for me to dig into y'all business like that? And they was cool with that. I like how Sydney got straight to the point. She didn't exaggerate on what Shiloh said. And Phil pretty much stands on his version of the truth. There was no ill intent. He will apologize, which he already tried to do. But he wasn't putting his hands on her as she tried to make it seem. He wasn't trying to harm her as she first made it seem. Actually, she still said he was trying to intentionally, emotionally harm her. But in his mind, he was trying to guide her away from what could possibly lead to a dangerous situation. I still stand with Phil on this. Like I said before, dealing with people that I know that are drinking, not even drinking, just in a emotional state of being. Sometimes you have to physically guide them away from the situation. I being one of them people. Okay, I know for a fact that me and my daughter was one day, we was at this movie theater. Tensions was getting high between me and this other lady. And we was about to go head to head. Somebody I didn't even know had to physically remove me from the situation. And the reason they chose to physically remove me, because we were in an all-white area, very racist area, and we were the only black people there, with the exception of the people who moved me out the way. They stepped in, guided me back, put their arms around me to kind of like hug me, and they removed me from the situation. So I understand the intent here. Okay, it could potentially lead to a more dangerous situation. Like I said, if you watch It's J Dub's channel, he stated that these after-hour spots that are open around that hour, police patrol them all the time. Think about a black man in this area getting into an altercation with anybody, and the police roll up. Phil's gonna be the first one going down. They may lock her ass up too, but he gonna be the first one going down. Anywho, I watched a snippet of one of Sydney's lives. Donald Tracy TV sent me, and she looks so much better with all the extra heavy makeup. Oh my gosh, maybe it's the contouring again, because I spoke about the contouring on some of the women on Married at First Sight. It don't look natural when y'all make y'all nose look that sharp and hard. It just don't. You're trying to minimize the size of it by contouring it. And even Aisha, I hate it. She also didn't have that super nasal frying that she does when she talks either. Anywho, her feelings haven't changed about him. Sydney is such the lead in this relationship. She is the more assertive one, and Phil is just following her lead at this particular point for the most part. It's time for the final mixer, Alicia and Dante in this royal blue. I was like, yes. Then I realized that everybody had on blue, so blue must have been the color. Everybody but Tommy had to stand out. Sabrina in that bleach blonde wig, no ma. It didn't even have no volume to it. That didn't work. I didn't like Sabrina's entire look at that mixer. She had on black. Her and Walter didn't have on blue. They had on black and brown. She had on black and he had on like brown and whatever. Anyway, Walter was saying, I ain't got no hard feelings for Maureen. Yes, you do. He said his strongest connection was Sabrina, and that's what he went with. If Mumin was still in the picture, you still be saying, I don't know what to do, right? Alicia and Dante, he said they seem to be hitting it off. This is from Walter's observations. He think Phil and Sydney, which confused him because he also saw Frank with Sydney and Mumin as well. I think Walter hating a little bit. Stop it. I'm going to put you back out. My mic picks up things good. They could hear you over there in the corner licking yourself. Gosh. Mumin's dress was banging. I liked her dress. Frank had both of the women at the table together with him. The ladies, Mumin and Sydney, are both really mature together in this space, unlike how Mumin was feeling around Sabrina. But the fact that Frank is still sweating bullets and still indecisive at this point, I'm like, he gonna lose them both. That's the feeling. He gonna lose them both. Sabrina is really starting to reveal what we've been saying about Walter this entire time, or at least me. He seems like he likes her, but he's just not that into her. That's what I've been saying this whole time. I think Walter is ready to date, not ready for a relationship. And he could date as many women as he tried to. That's what I see. She said that he been really inconsistent with her. Something is in my eyelash or something. She said he been really inconsistent with her. One minute he be on, next minute he not. And she ain't feeling that, right? So Tommy come in. I don't know why he be thinking he be so clean. You look alright. You ain't cleaner than a board of health, Tommy, for real. This week, the men must take the women to introduce them to their families. Phil is nervous. He said his family talk too damn much. I'm like, what you got to hide, Phil? What you got to hide, right? And it's so funny that every time somebody like, oh my God, they're going to be my family, the families don't turn out to be nothing like what they said. Except for Sabrina people. Sabrina people was rough. Anywho, Frank is inviting his cousin Tony and Desiree. Desiree, like she's about 12, but I know she's a grown woman. Since he don't have any siblings, these are the closest thing to siblings that he has. Sydney is going in, planning on quizzing the hell out of Frank's family already, off the top, right? And I wonder if she's going to do the same thing to Phil. She didn't. She asked a couple questions, but not like she do Frank. And it's because I really think it's a matter of trust with Frank. Why she keep drilling people so hard in regards to him. Frank, his greeting with both women, I noticed was very different. When he hugged Sydney, it was more on a sexual level. And when he hugged Mumin, it was more intimate. And there's a difference between sexuality and intimacy. And I know we all know that. He seemed to be more intimate with Mumin and more sexual with Sydney in their greetings. Okay? Sydney didn't greet the family at all, other than a hello. And then sat down and just started throwing out questions. Okay? And they like, damn, hold up, can we get something to eat first? You know what I'm saying? Mumin, she came in, she hugged them up, got comfortable with them, you know, like she knew them for years. Frank's cousins are full of shit. Sydney asked what flaws that they think that he may have. They both say he perfect. Ain't nothing wrong with him. He's flawless, girl. Boy, stop. Girl, bye. Nobody's perfect. Nobody. Right? And if Frank thinks that he is perfect, I know he'd say, okay, thank you, I appreciate that. But if he thought that, that's your flaw right there. That's your flaw right there. You perfect means to me that you have no room and or no reason to continuously grow or evolve as a person. Okay. The cousin said, you know, if you want to go with personality, I would choose Sydney. If you want to go with values, then I would choose Mumin. And Frank was like, you know, there's still a lot to think about. And I'm sitting here thinking, in a way, that's kind of insulting to both women. You know? They see more value in Mumin as if Sydney is lacking value. And they see more personality in Sydney as if Mumin is lacking Sydney. They just are two totally different people. Okay, but anywho. Next up, Walter and Sabrina. He'll meet his sister and his aunt. He says if they like her, it's cool. If they don't like her, it's going to give him pause. Walter, sir, you have been giving Sabrina pause all season. Same thing Mumin said. She was feeling from you that you were disconnected, that you were dismissing her. You weren't paying her the piece of the attention that she deserved. So his sister started popping off questions of Walter, like where's she from, or who she been married to, or how old is she? He was like, grill her, not me. And I'm like, seriously, Walter, those are some basic questions that you could have laid down for your family, so it would not seem like it's an interrogation on her. Why you couldn't share what you know. I mean, he did say, was she from Virginia, things like that, and when she got there, she's like, no, I was born in Korea. And they're like, what? Yeah, because that's not what he told them. It's almost as if he didn't know the woman. Sabrina's like, I'm from Korea, I'm not from Virginia. He said, well, that's what I told him, because I said you're from Virginia. How you didn't know that simple thing? Everybody and their mama knew that she was from Korea. Anywho, they looked hella shocked. Like, do you even know this woman at all? Okay, and how come you didn't tell us that she Asian? That's what the look came from me. That her race also played a part in it. We know she's Blasian, but that's how they look. So Sabrina turned the tables for a minute, and she said, how do you both see Walter in a relationship? I swear, for me, this conversation was awkward. It was awkward as hell. Their physical reactions to her questions already had me feeling like they had already decided who she was and what she was about from the time she walked in. Just from the comment about how tall she was and how they need to put their heels on. Almost like, I gotta compete with you, or I gotta like stand toe to toe with you in a sense. And I think when they said that he is very fun and he is very attentive and affectionate, I was like, who are they talking about? Who are they talking about? Fun, I could probably get, because he has this dry humor about himself. Actually, Walter thinks he's funny. Affectionate, I saw affection when they were around each other, but it was more of a flirtatious affection versus a physical showing of affection. He's affectionate with words, but not actions. And that's what Mumin was feeling from him as well. You know what I'm saying? Sabrina, she said the same thing. He has not been affectionate with her at all. She see all these couples around being intimate with one another, showing how they feel about each other. It's on display. And over there, they dry as the Sahara Desert. There's no affection going on. I'm like, have y'all even kissed? Has he even kissed her one time? Because Sabrina said that he wasn't giving her nothing and has not given her anything. Okay, so when they asked Sabrina about the kids, they didn't speak on the maternity issue. She spoke on, I'm a single mama, and I need to make sure that whatever man I bring around my child is the one. Because I've had somebody that came after her father. We thought that we were going to make it, and we didn't, and my daughter was connected to them. I don't want her to go through that again. Okay, so she's got to really think about how this relationship is going to affect her daughter, because it's not just her that's coming into this, right? So after she left, they say that the sister and the auntie say, yeah, she's definitely not like the women that we've met before. And I'm thinking, how many women have y'all met? Because Walter claimed he ain't been in no relationships. He's just been playing the games. Okay, so anyway, Walter said the connection is there, okay? I realized that when Walter speaks, he always says there's a connection. He never says there's an attraction. And there is a difference. Connection and attraction, they are different. You still got... No, it's time to wake you up now. Kenny, you woke? Okay. My alarm should be going off in a second. I'll go wake you up. All right. Mumin, to me, looks like his old girlfriend. Anyway, he says Sabrina is connected to him. She's a very good friend, and he like her. So he would like to see where it goes, where it builds. Again, no attraction, no real chemistry that I noticed. The sister's like, are you surprised? You like her, He said, I came in with an open mind and an open heart, so whatever happens, happens. Yes, he's surprised that he likes Sabrina. He's surprised that he connected to her at all. We didn't even get the opinion of how they felt about her, other than she's different, you know what I'm saying? So Dante had his brothers and his cousins meet Aisha, and you could see Dante warmed his people up. I think I may have found somebody that ticks all the boxes, her name is yada yada this, and boom, there she is at the door, let me go get her. Aisha said, when she came in the door, he said to her, welcome, and she was like, I'm back again. Yeah, look, girl, I already said y'all had smashed. And I guess his place would be appropriate since you got kids at your house. You back again? Okay. So they get down to talking about what roles of the home. And Aisha is very much leaning more towards traditional styles. She don't want to work if she don't have to, right? She's not closing down her salon, y'all, for this man. She's not going to even if they got married, she's not closing her salon down no time soon anyway. Don't trip. But she don't want to work if she don't have to. She wants him to be the provider. She wants to be able to take care of the home. You can kick her down a bill or two if needed. And the brother was like, hold up. What about 50-50? She said, I'm not no 50-50 kind of girl. A bill or two. And I stand on that, right? He was like, well, my mama was a single mama. She did it all. She taught us all the things the father should have taught us. She taught us fishing. She taught us electricity. She taught us carpentry. So we believe that a woman can do anything that a man can do. And I used to say, I can. That don't mean I want to. I want to live in my feminine energy. And that's how I feel right now. I've been doing it so long on my own by myself that when I get a man, I just want to be in my feminine existence. You pull out the chair for me. You take out the trash. You provide for the home. Okay? We can build together, literally and figuratively, but I don't want to have to take on the traditional roles that a man normally takes in the household when I got a man there. That don't make sense for me. So yeah, I've been doing it all alone, single, and I'm a woman who runs a business. I'm speaking in Aisha voice right now. So yeah, pull out the chair for me, take out the trash, and I'll make sure the house is good, and I'll love up on him and rub up on him the way he deserves to be loved. Okay. Now Dante say that Aisha has a different perspective that would take some adjusting on his part. He recognizes that, but he thinks he's up for it. He's down for it. He appreciates her confidence. He appreciates her intention. That's one of the things that she likes about him, is that he's intentional. So he said the one thing that really stands out, she wants them to love on each other, and he down for that. So Phil invited his aunt and his cousin. This is his cousin's first time in DC. And despite Sydney's leathery look and nasal fry, she does have some layers to her. I have noticed this as the episodes have gone on. She's not here digging into Phil's family like she was digging into him, okay? Like she was dealing with Frank. I mean, she asked a couple questions, but she even nervous going in. That's not normally how Sydney approaches the situation. I like that she's still very open about how she sees Frank's. Yet, what makes her attraction to Phil so strong as well, I lost my train of thought. Yet, she's able to say what still makes her attraction to Phil so strong without negating Frank, okay? To me, Phil just seems so shy around Sydney. She called it a quiet strength. I call it giddy. You know how we say women are giddy? Like, that's how Phil is around Sydney. Which is why I picked up that it was just purely sexual. He's kind of like got like what's that sweetheart crush? Is that what it is? A crush? He's crushing on her. That's what he's doing. But the confidence that Phil exuded in the presence of Aisha, Tasia, Shiloh, it ain't there with Sydney. It's not that he's not being confident. It's just like he and Sydney have switched roles. She's basically courting him. She makes him giggle like a little school kid. And they were holding hands under the table. I wasn't sure if she was rubbing his hand to calm him down or he was rubbing hers. The way that everybody describes Phil as far as feeling confident and protected and uplifted, that is how Sydney makes Phil feel. And I've said that before. Sometimes you have men who always are protective and looking out for somebody else. So when they find somebody that does it for them, that's what they go for. Shiloh made him feel vulnerable. Sydney made him feel protected and uplifted. I say protection, I don't mean like she gonna step in front of a truck for him. I mean like emotionally care for him, that type of protecting. Okay, so now it has been 10 weeks. They've done all the stages of the show. They've had time to mull it over, and now it's decision day. Last week I had said that it was going to be Alicia and Dante, Sydney and Phil, because I originally had Mumin and Frank, Sydney and Phil, and then Sabrina and Walter. But now I'm not so sure about Sabrina and Walter. And if they do choose each other, by the time the reunion happens, I think that it'll be one and done, because I think his attraction to her still won't be there. Walter's still out in these streets is what I believe in. And I'm still thinking Frank is leaning towards Sydney more than Mumin. That's just the energy that I'm getting. Either that or he's still not going to be able to choose. So let's see, right? So Walter rolls up with his high water pants on, no socks and them damn loafers. Y'all know how I feel about men wearing they bare ass feet and them loafers. Why you got your sweaty feet and them damn dress shoes? I just cannot. I hate that look. They do make socks that you can wear in loafers though, so your socks won't show, but he ain't got none on. He barefoot. Anyway, he got this big bouquet of red roses. You know, he took a few, sprinkled the petals all around on the ground, so we know that he's choosing her. Sabrina came up modeling one of her outfits. You know, she had her hands in the pockets to show the flare of the dress and everything. And see, Sabrina has been working her brand all season long. Remember we said there's at least 3 people on this show who just heard specifically about their brand, and I said Sabrina was one of the people. Sabrina is one of the people. I'm still wondering who the ones who was supposedly already dating before the show started. And Camille and Cornelius, early on, we had decided they were one of the couples. So we also thought it was Frank and Sydney, and then we also thought it was somebody else. I can't remember who it was. Anywho, yeah. So where am I at? They coordinated their looks. The blonde wig is gone. Okay. Actually on her Instagram, I think it is, maybe her Twitter, she's rocking a darker hair color, still the short crop, which looks great on her. That bleach blonde just ain't been hitting for me all season. It ain't been serving for me. And they always seem to find a way to coordinate what they're gonna wear. So Sydney's down at the pier waiting on her forever to walk up. They trying to trick us to make it look like Phil and Frank headed to the same spot. They both at the pier. They clearly at different ends of the pier to me though. You can clearly tell. Both of them say it's clear who they want. Frank and Phil are both saying it's clear who they want. Well, Phil, you ain't got no other choice. You ain't got no other choice. What you mean? So Frank is laying it all out there, saying he thought long and hard. He didn't want to take her feelings lightly, and now he's extremely confident he has made the right decision. Lorene is already feeling like, look here, don't choose me because you think she is lacking something. Choose me because of what you think I am bringing to the relationship. I want this decision to be based on me, right? Well, Phil told Sydney right off the top, girl, he basically delivered wedding vows to her. I choose you. And Sydney was like, well, you know, this is the thing. I was like, girl, stop with the dramatics. Stop with the dramatics. We already know that you choose them too. We already know this. Like I said, I had some tea on them already. I think they still seeing each other. They all over each other's Instagram with the, hey, babe, hey, honey, hey, sweetheart. Every time she posts a comment, he follow up hers with the little smile, the kissy face emoji with the heart eyes every single time. Every single time. Blowing kisses, just all over the place, right? So Frank tells Mumin, you the one, girl. You the one. And Mumin says, you know, it's been you from the start. I trust you. I feel safe with you. As long as we continue to communicate, I think we'll be good. And she kept asking, are you sure? You sure? You confident? You gonna protect me, right? Same thing Aisha was doing with Dante. Of course, they chose each other, and Aisha was like, look here. Hey, you got me, right? And he was like, hey, I got you. You know what I'm saying? So that's our final 3. I was like, so it's going to be final 4? I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. I'm actually surprised about Frank and Mumin, though, because I was going back and forth with how Frank was feeling about these 2 women. And it seemed like Frank was more into Sydney to me. I still feel that way. I still feel that way. But he has chosen her. And now that he has chosen her, and I've been rooting for me, I don't trust it. It's something about I don't trust it, right? We'll see at the reunion. But again, so I had made a note right here. Are they telling these women to put on their best prom dresses and to catwalk into these meetups? Everybody had on the prom dress except for Sydney. She had on her homecoming dress. But they all catwalked in. These entrances were so dramatic. And they didn't need to put them in slow motion at all. Okay. Child, we went back to Walter and Sabrina. I forgot about them. Already, I had forgot about them. Walter tells her, look, Ma, we made it. We made it. We skirted around the BS, and there was a lot of it. And Sabrina was like, yeah, that was a lot. And actually, I was scratching my nose at the same time that she scratched her nose. Anyway, but she was like, yeah, that was a lot. But he said he knew his decision back at the house. That he was choosing her. You might not just say it. Camille said it back at the house. Why you just couldn't say it too? Why we still going through these theatrics? You didn't want to hurt Marlene's feelings or whatever? You really wasn't sure. Okay. Because you really not feeling Sabrina. You really not, right? But he said he choosing her. And she's like, okay. But it was like, type of okay. That's what I was getting. So I'm like, Sabrina, girl, what you about to say? What you about to say? What you about to say? Right? Yeah, not me, dog. That's what I thought she wanted to say. I was like, that's what she giving me. That's what I'm feeling. So I'm like, we on our grown woman shit right here. Me and Sabrina damn near the same age. I'm like 2 years older than her, right? So at this particular point in our age, we tired of the bullshit. We can recognize the bullshit, and we're not going to deal with the bullshit no more. And she has been saying consistently this entire time that he has not been attentive to her needs. She had already went through the whole situation with Frank, telling, look, I don't feel like I should be chasing you. Remember they had that conversation? And she was like, ain't nobody called me all week. Ain't none of these men called me all week. I don't feel like I need to be chasing y'all. I don't put out there who I am, what I'm about, who I'm interested in, and now I fall back and let you pursue, and that ain't what's been happening. And it's the same situation that's been going on with Walter this entire time. She keeps reiterating that, right? But so she tell him, look, girl, where am I at? She said, I relived this entire moment in my head. I've had to deal with the feelings and emotions all over again, and I realized this has not been a happy occasion for me. I have not been happy this entire time. You've always been my number one, but you've always made me feel like I was second best, like I was the second choice, like I was the consolation prize. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't number one in your book. And he like, he gave that look, but he didn't say anything like, why do you feel that way? He ain't tried to get an understanding. He just made it seem like, she lying. That ain't me. Who's she talking about? That's the look he was giving, right? And she's like, you didn't call me. You didn't respond to my calls. You didn't respond to my texts. You didn't text me. You was consistent for about a good week, and I appreciate that good week. But I don't like that. I don't like the feeling. I don't like the feeling of unhappiness that I've had with you. And baby, when she said that, I was on my feet. I was on my feet like, kudos, Sabrina. She hadn't even said the words yet, but I knew that she was dumping that ass. She was dumping them, like, for real. Don't even date, child. Move the hell on. His expressions were giving me, like, where are you getting that from? This is all in your head. Chill out. You know what I'm saying? He said that he didn't fall for her. Sabrina said she fell for him. He saw her as a friend. He then said that he was shocked by this because he hadn't spoke to her since she met his family. So he thought that they were all good. And I'm like, Walter, this woman just sat here and told you that she knows what it feels like to be pursued by somebody who actually wants to be with her. And you just sat here and said she ain't talked to you since she met your family. Ask yourself, why is that? You didn't bother to concern yourself with her, so you didn't reach out to her. And it didn't concern you in the least bit that she wasn't reaching out to you. That didn't bother you at all? Come on, bro. You ain't that dense, are you? Are you that dense? You that full of yourself? She said, no, I need to move on. We need to end our journey right here. And I was like, good for you, fucking Sabrina. Good for you, girl. He didn't even want to dive further into concerns. Like, it's okay. It's whatever. Eventually she was like, well, fuck it. Okay, I guess, I can go. Let me give you a hug. When she hugged him, his face was like, what we hugging for? That's what his face was saying, right? So she walked off and she said, I guess I'll hear from you soon. I hope to hear from you soon. He said, yeah, give me a call. She said, oh, I guess I would have to since you don't call me. Grabbed her flowers and bounced, right? Left him standing there stuck on stupid. I was like, bellissimo, Sabrina. Excelente, bravo. That's that on that, girl. Come on. Okay? Come on. He said, well, being friends would have been fine. He didn't have to go down like that. He's salty. He bitter because the woman said she wished you the best. She hoped that we could stay friends and that I could reach out to you or hear from you soon. And now you're like, well, we could have still been friends. I guess he said, fuck that. He don't even want the friendship with her ass because she didn't have to do him like that. Oh well. Fuck him and feed him grits, right? That's it, y'all. That was the end of this recap and review. Like I said, this episode was boring. There's really not much to it. I'm just glad Sabrina did what she did. I was wrong about her and Walter making it to the end, and I'm happy about being wrong because I had said the entire season I don't think he's ready for love at all. I still have my doubts with Frank. I still think Frank wanted Sydney more. He just picked the safer option, I think, and yeah, I don't feel confident with that. Phil and Sydney, I don't know. I don't see something long term with them either. I think that they're on a good run right now because they still feeling giddy, Dante and Aisha, I don't think that that's gonna last long either. And I told you that's mainly because of some comments I saw on Dante's page early on. Some conversations he was having with his friends about the women on the show. But it'll be interesting to see if any of them make it. Who's still together? Well, Simone and what is his name? It's not Khalil, is it? Rashid. Simone and Rashid. They hooked up outside of the show and they are together. She's doing a YouTube channel together. They so happy together. Anybody know if KG is still with old girl? I don't forgot her damn name from last season. We know Liz and Jason not together. Let's see, Aisha and Michael broke up from season 2. What's Mario and Reva? I think they still together. Are they the only ones still together then? They didn't necessarily hook up on the show either, but by the time the reunion came around, they had hooked up and played the hell out of Tandy. So I guess Reva and Mario, and if KG and what the fuck is her name? The girl KG hooked up with, KG Smoke. The girl he hooked up with last season. Are they still together? And then Simone and Rashid, who didn't hook up on the show, but eventually got together. I mean, they went on a date on the show, and by the reunion time, they still weren't dating, but they have since hooked up. And I think David and Shay, he was flirting with Shay over the internet, but I remember Shay was supposed to have been kicking it with what's his name, Ron, the one that had all the damn kids. Was she supposed to be kicking it with him when the reunion ended? And I know the other Ron, the mortician Ron, the one that was between Flower Girl, he's chasing after the comedian, Thick Sis. What the hell is her name? I want to call her Tasia, but it's not Tasia. But her name is similar to that. He chasing after her. He trying to date her. She like, I was his fourth choice, like, and I don't want more kids than he do, so whatever. Anywho, y'all, that is the end of the season finale. I don't even know when the reunion come on. Y'all let me know in the comment section when the reunion come on. Is it next week? I don't know how many parts to the reunion either. Maybe 2. Hopefully no more than 2. I do know that Tommy is not hosting this year. So this is going to be an interesting mix. I don't want to know what's going on in the reunion. I know the clips out there. I cut it off on my TV before they even played it. I don't want to know what's happening in the reunion until I watch it. So please don't tell me any spoilers. Okay, please don't tell me any spoilers, because I'm going to get mad as hell. I may end up blocking you and shit until the reunion over, then I'll unblock your account. Alright, I'll talk to y'all again soon. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. You could apply the channel if you want to donate. There's a button down there. There's a little heart down there with a little dollar sign in it. That's a thanks. You know how you give in super chat? You can get the channel that way. You can join, become a member, get early access to these videos. Our members should be watching it right now for free with no ads. And then 30 minutes later, all subscribers have access, and you have those commercials that's going to pop in on your butt. All right, I will talk to y'all again soon. Peace.